Hi, Honey Olive Moon here. So I'm here with my best friend, Dublin, and we're going to be making
wax bats.
Wax bats. Wax bats. Melts, right?
Yeah, wax bat melts.
All right. So we're going to be making it with already used wax, so like the wax you know that melts off the candles and discard. You know, we usually discard it. Well, we're going to reuse that. So yeah, let's get started.
Alright, so you're going to need a silicone mold because the wax is easier to pop out this way once it's completely hardened. Today we are recycling old candle wax, and we just have these little pieces right here. As you all have guessed, Honey absolutely loves her candles. So we have a lot of scraps. I have essential oils. This one is cypress and this one is lemongrass. And you're going to put that into your wax once it is melted. And to help it melt a little better, I've got some coconut oil. And since I can't remember things very well, like recipes, I always have a notebook to write it down, and you'll be all set. Alright, let's get started. Alright, so I'm breaking it down into steps. So step one, you're going to want to get a pan, and you're going to fill it with some water about halfway. You're going to take whatever you have. You can use a bowl. I like to use a mason jar because I don't like to ruin like bowls and things like that. So,
And mason jars can take the heat, so.
yes, they
Yeah.
can. Don't worry about it cracking.
Huh.
And I just take little bits of wax. I put it on like medium-high heat and get it melting. You're going to want it completely melted first before you add your oils and your coconut oil. And I just add about a teaspoon of coconut oil, and you can get any kind, it doesn't matter. Whatever's cheapest. Alright, that's step one.
I want to read a little bit about the oils that we're going to be putting in. So, I got my trusty Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs. We have the same book. It's my book and your book. Same thing. So we're going to be adding cypress. And here it says, cypress is used for longevity, healing, comfort, and protection. Element earth. Folk name is tree of death. Wow.
Dark.
Yeah. Alright, and then we're going to be adding lemongrass, which is the element air. Repels snakes. So if we had snakes, it would repel snakes.
Toast.
Lust and psychic powers. So, yeah, longevity. Alright. And then we got this nice, that's going to be one set. So I want to add those together. We're probably going to put more lemongrass and cypress, so. And then there's this beautiful Datura. These are all Datura. Datura oil?
Deoterra oils?
Deoterra oils. This one is called Deep Blue Soothing Blend. And this is wintergreen leaf oil, camphor bark, peppermint, blue tansy, blue chamomile, helichrysum flower? It's a flower. If you really want to know, it's spelled Helichrysum. Oh great, it's giving me another one. Osmanthus flower extract. And it smells delicious. I wanna eat it.
So
It smells like candy.
they're food grade, but please
Smells
don't
like
eat them.
candy. So I just want that just because. Alright, so while this melts, do you have anything else to add?
I'm just waiting for wax to
Just
melt.
wait for wax melt. How full do you fill that?
I fill it pretty high. Like I will fill the entire jar to about an inch, like above the rim, and then just kind of let it melt. So I just keep adding it until
like
it
inch
melts.
below the rim and give it a little bit of
Give
room.
it a little bit of room, and it'll melt down pretty easily, and yeah, that's about it.
I guess if you could guess, is that a 4 ounce or 8 ounce jar?
This is an 8-ounce jar.
Oh, sweet. Awesome. So you don't have to have like a double boiler. You can just use a mason jar and a pot of water. Super easy. Okay, just about ready.
Okay. Alright, so the wax is completely melted now. And this is the time that you're going to want to add a little bit of coconut oil. You don't have to add too much because this is a smaller batch. So like one to 2 little spoonfuls is fine. And that's going to get incorporated in with wax. And today we're adding the lemongrass and the cypress. Now the lemongrass is really uplifting. It's great for if you have a headache. Anything citrus is going to wake you up, fight that fatigue, and get rid of headaches. Cypress is a little more subtle. It's almost reminiscent of tea tree oil, and it has kind of like an antiseptic, kind of antibacterial kind of vibe to it. So we're going to put 15 drops of the lemongrass. And 5 of the cypress, because cypress a little bit goes a long way. And just take one of my spoons, stir it up, kind of let it sit for a little bit, and then we're going to pour it into our mold.
All right. If you have oven mitts,
No, we don't have
that'd be
oven
great.
mitts. So we're using what we have.
Exactly.
Alright. You're going to let it sit for a little bit. I always lay down a cookie sheet.
Ooh, they look so bloody.
Bloody bats.
Bloody bits.
So what you're going to do is you're just going to let it set up really good.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure to always have something on underneath it because as you can tell by my table, I got some wax there. So we're going to let these set up, and then we'll be back to pop the little bats out. Chupacabras!
Woohoo, chupacabras. Go ahead.
Our little bats right here are just, you can still kind of press and you can get a little fingerprint, but they are pretty solid. They're not quite solid yet, so the trick that I do is I take these and I pop them in the freezer, let them cool completely down, because it's going to help you pop them out all in one piece and prevent breaking. So we're going to pop it in the freezer.
Alrighty. Woo woo.
The freezer. And then I just kind of tap on them. A little bit. Kind of loosen them up, because the goal is to get these bats to where they're not going to break when you pull them out. So you're just going to kind of gently separate them and push upwards.
Yep. It helps if you have these rubber molds too. Are these candy molds?
This one is actually a candy mold. I got it the day after Halloween at Michael's, and it was like $1. Here's our little bat.
He's so cute. I bet you he's gonna melt nicely.
Burn the bat! Alright, and now I'm going to take the rest of these out.
Sounds like a badass metal song.
Burn the bat.
Metal title. Burn the bat. Disclaimer, we do not.
Hide these from Ozzy if you want to keep them intact.
Alrighty. Looking good. Woohoo. How they smell?
Lemony fresh.
Mmm. Yeah, that smells so good.
Don't eat the bats.
Don't eat the bats. Don't eat the bats. We got another batch going too.
This is also why I have the cookie sheet down, because you get wax everywhere. But the cool thing about the silicone is you can see how it doesn't really stick, and you can just peel off the wax.
So, disclaimer, if you don't have a boiler and you use the mason jar, it will take the heat, but only for so long. She's used this probably for, I don't know,
Couple years.
Couple years? Oh wow, yeah, a couple years worth of bats. So yeah, if you have an actual double boiler, that's great. So yeah, just keep that in mind. It might break on you. So I just had a side idea, with this extra wax that may or may not get into the mold. What you can do is you can either melt it and make more molds, or since you already have your oils and / intentions, if you decide to do so, you can actually write your intentions and burn that as kind of like a petition. Or melt that, that's what I meant. You know what I mean. So, I hope you enjoyed our little DIY project. If you like what you see, if you want to see more collaborations between me and Dublin on a multitude of different crafts we have ideas for, please subscribe and ring the bell.
And put comments down there for ideas.
Yes, we would love ideas. Alright, so next time, bye. Blessed be.